What's up? Welcome to the TTB Trucks podcast. This is episode number 7, and I am Adam Choi. For now, to follow this show, it's at TTB Trucks podcast on Instagram, and I'm at Adam Choi on Instagram as well if you want to follow me. And just a disclaimer, I have no affiliation with the band. This is not an official podcast or anything. I'm just a fan like you guys. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the show. And if you are, I would greatly appreciate it if you would take the time to write out a short positive review on iTunes. These are definitely helpful for sure. For today's episode, it'll probably be a shorter episode. It'll be a solo episode, as much as I enjoy talking to myself. As you can see by the title, this is going to be about what songs we think TTB Trucks Band should cover. And I just want to say that I love all the choices that the band makes with the covers that they do. I'm happy with the originals. I'm content with pretty much whatever they decide to play. It's fine with me. But this is just for fun, and I don't actually expect the band to play any of these. And these songs were mostly generated from ideas and suggestions from the TTB Trucks private Facebook group. And I'm happy to give credit to whoever offered these suggestions. But I'm guessing that most people are not public figures, so I'm just going to use first names for this episode. And again, this is just for fun, and I think will make for a nice little episode. This is really just for shits and giggles. And with the band not on the road right now, and probably not going to be on the road for the foreseeable future, this is really just for shits and giggles. And I just want to say that I focused on songs that I'm familiar with. I'm sure there have been plenty of great suggestions beyond what I'm about to mention, and probably some terrible ones too. And envision these song suggestions with whatever lineup you can picture. These songs, of course, don't have to be done with all 12 members on stage. It could be a mix of different lineups. And I don't believe the band has done any of these songs before. My apologies if they have. There are definitely people out there who are bigger TTB Trucks Bands experts than me. I know this. And some artists will repeat on this list, but I'll probably focus more on popular bands and artists with this list for sure. So let's just get started. Rob says 10 Years Gone by Led Zeppelin. I think that definitely sounds like something the band could do for sure. Bob says Rebel Rebel by David Bowie. I know they've covered some Bowie in the past, but I think I could envision this one for sure. Fred says Into the Mystic, and I know, by Van Morrison, of course. And Derek and Warren have done this song with the Allman Brothers. You definitely want to check that out. It's on YouTube if you haven't. It's pretty epic. But I could see TTB themselves doing Into the Mystic and definitely making it their own. Bill says Preacher Man, Son of a Preacher Man by Dusty Springfield. I suppose that's kind of an obvious choice for a cover by TTB with Susan doing the vocals, I imagine. Maybe that's why they haven't done it yet, because it's such like a mega hit that's been covered by so many people. But they could definitely do a great job with that song. Liam suggests As by Stevie Wonder. And I'm Gonna Be There, off Signs, of course, has a little bit of an As vibe to it. But TTB could definitely do As by Stevie Wonder. This next song I've seen suggested multiple times, and I'm almost surprised the band hasn't covered it before. But I saw Ben on one of these Facebook threads suggests The Core by Eric Clapton. And I could actually, I'm pretty sure the band will do this at some point. I just have a feeling. And with, Eric Clapton and Marcy Levy doing the female vocals on the original, there's definitely a lot of options and possibilities for TTB to do this song as well and make it their own, and also capture the spirit of the original as well. Anita says Why I Sing the Blues by B.B. King. And of course, The Thrill Is Gone would be a great choice for the band to cover as well. But it's such an iconic song, and I get the sense that TTB tries to stay a little bit away from the super duper iconic songs for the most part. That's probably why we haven't heard the band do Little Wing or While My Guitar Gently Weeps. and they only break out Layla for special occasions. But Why I Sing the Blues is definitely a rollicking B.B. King tune, so I'd be down to hear that for sure. Chris suggests Clapton's Got to Get Better in a Little While. They could definitely make that their own. Josh says Moonlight Drive by The Doors. That's one of my favorite Doors songs. And so it's, if it's one of my favorite songs, I'm definitely going to, be happy to hear TTB do it as well. I don't know if the band is huge Doors fans, but Moonlight Drive by The Doors would be cool to hear for sure. Michelle suggests I Shall Be Released, of course, the Bob Dylan song, which has been covered by everyone and their mother, but everyone who does it seems to really make it their own, and I'm sure TTB could do the same, so go for it. I Shall Be Released. Andy suggests Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith, and I don't know that the band are huge Aerosmith fans per se, but past guest David Flam, who loves Aerosmith, would definitely, I'm sure, appreciate hearing that, as would I, who is also a big fan of Aerosmith. Ken suggests When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. I think that would be awesome. With two drummers, with Susan on vocals, add a real reverby, echoey sound to the mix. It's a lot of howling and whatnot on the vocals. I think that would be just totally awesome. Along the Led Zeppelin line, Al suggests T for One, which is more of a slow blues, but TTB could definitely do a great job with that for sure. A great bluesy Led Zeppelin tune, an epic, an 8-9 minute tune. Of course, the band is not opposed to doing lengthy songs, and they could do some amazing jams with that. I'm sure about that. Jesse suggests She Belongs to Me, the Bob Dylan song. I'm not sure how exactly the band would go about doing that. Maybe it could be like an acoustic thing with Susan and Derek, or more of a stripped down thing. I could kind of envision that. That would be cool. Max suggests That's What My Man Is For. Delaney and Bonnie and Delaney. That actually sounds like a Tedeschi Trucks band song already. And I love that song too, so I would definitely love to hear them do That's What My Man Is For. Tony suggests Midnight Train to Georgia, which is a super iconic song. And I know the band does tend to sometimes stay away from the super duper iconic songs like I mentioned, but I think they can make this their own. They definitely make Fire and Rain, which is an iconic song by James Taylor, their own. So I'm sure they could do some magical things with Midnight Train to Georgia, which is of course a great tune. Stella suggests Long As I Can See the Light, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I think that's just a great song, and for some reason that one of the CCR songs jumps out at me. I can already hear Susan doing the vocals in my head. RZA, I don't think the Wu-Tang guy, maybe it is the Wu-Tang guy in the Facebook group, I don't know, but he suggests Happy by the Stones. I love the Stones, and more on them to come, and I could hear that one. Bill suggests It Takes a Lot to Laugh, It Takes a Train to Cry. I picture that one too. I could hear that one in my head as well, the Bob Dylan song. That could almost sounds like a Tedeschi Trucks Band song in some way. Nathan says And It Stoned Me by Van Morrison. Yeah, I'm almost surprised they haven't done that one yet either. It sounds like something they would love to do. Emily suggests Love Sneaking Up on You by Bonnie Raitt. Of course, any Bonnie Raitt song is sort of a natural thing for TTB to do. Of course, Susan and Bonnie sort of have a similar style vocally, I would say for sure. And Bonnie being a great slide guitar player, that fits right in with, of course, what Derek does. So Love Sneaking Up on You, I think that would be a great one. Now I'm going to get into a little bit of the songs that I think the band should play. And, some of these are going to be outside the box, and I don't know if they're songs originally done by bands that Derek or the rest of the band or love per se, but I'll throw them out there anyway. Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses. I don't know that Derek and Susan and the band are huge GNR fans, but I think this would be awesome and just epic and super powerful. Maybe do it with no horns. 2 drummers would be amazing. The Susan vocal, maybe Alicia can do the outro vocal. An opportunity for a great Derek slide solo. I actually suggested this song in person to JJ Johnson in passing before a show one time. It was pretty fun. He kind of laughed at me and laughed it off, but he was actually humming the chorus to the song as he walked away, so you never know. And here's another sort of outside-the-box one, Right Now by Van Halen. Now, in terms of my Van Halen fandom, I'm definitely more of a David Lee Roth guy, but I don't know, I kind of picture this one. It's got sort of a positive message to it, and I know Susan and the band are into, positivity, and it's got a keyboard, part, and it's got a, or whatever, synthesizer, keyboard, whatever it is, and, of course, lots of guitar, and I think Derek could probably do an insane slide solo or, non-slide solo on that song as well. Here's another one that I'm almost surprised they haven't done. Dust My Broom by Elmore James. It's probably the first song that Derek ever played on slide guitar. I'm just kind of assuming that. But I don't think TTB has ever done it. Maybe Derek Trucks Band? I really have no idea. But it is an iconic song, but it does seem almost obligatory to do at some point. How about I Can Feel the Fire by Ron Wood? That's just another rocking tune that I think they could just do a great job with. Lots of great guitar in that one as well. What about Why Worry by Dire Straits with Susan on vocal, perhaps harmonizing and trading vocals with the other vocalists in the band. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check out the Everly Brothers doing the song with Mark Knopfler on YouTube. Why Worry? Great song. How about Ain't That a Groove by James Brown? Fairly short, simple. I don't know if simple is the right word, but just a great grooving song. It's got some horns on it. I could definitely picture TTB doing that one. And that's one of my favorite James Brown songs for sure. How about Workin' Day and Night by Michael Jackson? Just a great, upbeat, fun song. And I can kind of picture Mike Madison doing a little falsetto on some vocal on that. And in terms of the Michael Jackson stuff, I don't expect the band to cover Beat It or Billie Jean. But Workin' Day and Night is sort of, a lesser known Michael Jackson song, but still an awesome one. And I think TTB could do a great job with that one. How about Wee Wee Hours, Chuck Berry? One of the more blues Chuck Berry tunes. I could definitely hear TTB doing this one. This one's maybe a little bit more outside the box, these next couple. But One Love Bob Marley. I mean, positive message. I'm a big Bob Marley fan, and I love reggae as well, so that would be a cool one to hear. What about Ride On by AC/DC? RIDE, on, Ride On. That's more of a bluesy AC/DC song, a slow blues, and I could definitely hear Tedeschi Trucks Band doing that one. Lots of opportunity for cool bluesy vocals and guitar solos and whatnot. And to sort of wrap this up, I'll just sort of name some of my other favorite artists and some other ideas that I have here. Just throw them out there. I love the Rolling Stones, and I've already mentioned some Rolling Stones songs, and I know the band has covered Sweet Virginia, and they've done You Can't Always Get What You Want, and Susan's done You Got the Silver. But really anything by the Stones would be cool. And I'm also a big Billy Joel fan, being a Jewish guy from New York. I grew up on Billy Joel, so really anything by Billy Joel, I think would be awesome and cool to hear. And of course, I've mentioned some Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith. I love the hard rock and the classic rock. That's kind of where I come from, a little bit of my background. So anything by those bands would be totally awesome. And really anything by J.J. Cale. You cannot go wrong with covering any J.J. Cale songs, and I know Derek has played with Eric Clapton and J.J. Cale, so really anything by him, I'm sure TTB could do a great job with. But there you go. That's my list. That's our list. My list, our list. Perhaps I'll do another episode like this down the line, and because I'm sure this is going to come up again in the Facebook groups and in the chats and in the Swamp family and all that. People are always suggesting covers and ideas for the band. But I hope everyone out there has been staying safe and well, and that life gets back to normal and the band gets back on the road. That would be cool. But let's just be healthy. Let's just be safe, like I said. And for now, just be sure to check out Tedeschi Trucks podcast on Instagram. That's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast. And of course, remember to tap subscribe or follow on iTunes, Spotify, or whichever way you listen to this show. And positive reviews on iTunes, of course, greatly appreciated. And I'm at Adam Choit if you want to follow me on Instagram as well. But I think that's about all I got for today. And I appreciate you guys listening, and let's talk soon. Later.